All right, hi. So I'm Jonathan. Welcome. What I want to do is I want to do an experiment with you and try and see if we can get you connected to your value or your worth, and specifically the value and worth that you are or that you be by virtue of your being alone, by virtue of your presence alone. I'm going to try a couple different things here using some different approaches all at once, and I just want you to notice what works and what doesn't for you. Okay. Um, the first thing, just feel your posture and notice your breath. And I'm going to go kind of quickly through these things. It's a lot. So yeah, feel your breath, feel its quality. And I just want you to kind of settle into or relax into your body. So just kind of roll your shoulders back and relax them so your heart opens. Just feel into your body. Rest into it as best you can. And now notice the quality of your resting into your body. Right? And notice its posture, the quality of your posture. Open, closed, yeah. So I want you to close your eyes for a moment and personify or make into a person with your imagination your intrinsic value. The value that you contain and you emanate by virtue of your presence alone. So I'm going to, so that's one of the things. Close your eyes, picture it as like in a person-like sort of shape with eyes and so on, and picture it in detail. Imagine it in detail and look it in the eyes. And just notice what happens. So whatever's coming up, to the extent that you can do this, right? Whatever's coming up right now, I want you to navigate that. So we're going to talk about that. So as you're being with this personification of your intrinsic value, your intrinsic worth, your intrinsic preciousness, that which you emanate by virtue of your being alone, by virtue of your presence alone, as you're being with this, just notice what you notice. Notice what comes up. If there's sensations, just see if you can welcome them as best you can. Comfortable or uncomfortable, just meet your experience with kindness, with compassion. Yeah. Is there something unresolved here in this relating? Do you feel yourself like pushing it away or wanting to embrace it? Just notice that. Notice the quality of your connection, the quality of what it feels like in your body being with this. Yeah. And then if you have something to say, just say it. And you can just experiment here. If you're not sure, just say something in your imagination. And is there something that you'd like to hear right now? Is there something that what would you like to hear from this, from your intrinsic preciousness? What message would you like to hear? And just notice that and imagine receiving it. Yeah. Then kind of zoom out here. So now I want you to kind of zoom out your perspective so you're seeing yourself and you're seeing your embodiment or your personification of your intrinsic preciousness, and you're witnessing this from above. Just zoom out and notice this relating. And from this perspective, just kind of expand your boundaries out in every direction simultaneously, infinitely. You can do that with a breath. And just notice what message is needed here. What is needed? What is required? And then as expansion, right, as spaciousness, send the message. And just notice the quality of this experience. All right, so now I want to speak with your brokenness. All right, your woundedness, your sense of worthlessness, the young, wounded child energy, anything evoked in that. I want to speak to that. I'm just going to ask a couple questions. So from that position, so just take that posture, like move your body, move it in some way, and take the posture, of your brokenness. And I'm just going to ask some questions and just notice what comes up. What do you need? Yeah. And what are you longing for? Yeah. And what is your role? How do you serve the self? Yeah. And then if it feels right, I want to actually give you a role. I want to assign you a role. I want you, if it feels right, to the extent that it feels right, I want you to be in charge of helping the self, as an integral part of the self, of helping the self remember the tenderness, the fear, the sadness, the softness, the vulnerability of others and of yourself. Yeah, your tender places. I want you to be in charge of helping the self remember that, helping the self honor that in yourself and others. And now, just as best you can, I want to speak with your free functioning, fully integrated self. So just take that posture, if you can, to whatever extent you can. And just notice what this feels like. Notice the quality of your listening right now, your receptivity. You can, to the extent that you want, be as receptive as a beacon, like a radio beacon, to everything, to the universe, to whatever you can. So just notice the quality of that listening, of that receptivity. And notice the quality of movement. Is there, do you feel like a sense of energy moving through your body, a sense of like any kind of life, aliveness kind of moving? Or, or do you feel kind of your energy is kind of stuck? Like how energized do you feel? How alive do you feel? Just notice that. Notice the quality of it. And listen to that. Yeah. And just let this in your body. And now I want to speak to, I want to relate to, I want to invite you into like your brokenness again. Just take that. Just notice that, welcome that as best you can, or notice how you're welcoming it to the extent that you are. And now, again, your free, functioning, fully integrated self. Who are you now? And what's different, if anything? Just notice. And did this exploration, did it serve you? Did it inhibit you? Do you feel more free? Do you feel less free? Do you feel more whole? Do you feel less whole? How did it impact you? Yeah, just notice that. And notice what it's like to just be aware of that. And notice what it's like being with this moment.